Welcome to today's stream. We are playing the student in the match that will determine if I play in the finals against Floriwari. The challenge is starting as a Christian nation in the Balkans have the highest development. This one is gonna be interesting. I'm thinking that Croatia is actually our best bet. Okay, listen to this, chat. Listen to this. If we start as Croatia, we start as a Catholic nation. We do start as subjects of Hungary. Hungary is not in the Balkan region. Our capital has to be in the Balkans region. Starting as a Christian nation, the Balkans have the highest development. So the only options here are Albania, Epirus, Byzantium, Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, Ragusa. It's starting as a Christian nation. It's not as a Christian nation in the Balkans. If it was as a Christian nation in the Balkans, the strat would be to play Ottomans and convert to Orthodox. Yeah, I'm thinking Croatia, guys. I think that's the best option. I think Croatia is the best option for this challenge, for this tournament challenge right now. Honestly, Albania is not a bad bet. You have a 6-5-6. With Croatia, we're kind of gambling because once we declare independence, we get a random ruler. No, capital has to be in the Balkans region, so you can't start as Venice. No, you don't need Austria to rival Hungary unless we're really unlucky. He can't get a PU over Hungary right away. The RNG is gonna be who rivals the Hungarians, not who Hungary rivals. Okay, listen to my logic here. We have to wait 5 years to get the Ottomans to help us against Hungary, but if the Ottomans rival Hungary, they will help in supporting independence. Whoever rivals Hungary will help us in supporting independence. If Aragon rivals Hungary, Aragon will help us in our independence. That's like the worst option though. Preferably we want like Poland, Ottomans to do that. Bro, Albania has more RNG than Croatia. You're guaranteed 3 big allies as Croatia. And then against the war in Hungary, you give them like each a province and they'll stay your ally. I've tested it. You're guaranteed 3 big allies. Whoever rivals Hungary will support your independence. Isn't there an event they instant X's? It doesn't happen in the first 5 years. With Albania, we're gonna have a RNG. Ottomans doesn't deck on us. Who we can ally. Well, after the Balkans, where do we go? We have to go into Hungary or into Ottomans. Praise for 666, chat. Praise for 666.
Habibi's win last week puts him in pole position to face Flory in the final. However, if he loses to the student today, he'll be knocked down to 3rd and runs the risk of elimination if he loses the next match. It's all to play for, so let's see.
It works! Yes! It works!
The first one to have a microphone and camera working. That's because he's right in my RGB setup over there. How are the fans treating you, my friend?
It's pretty hot in here, dude. Do you think you can get more fans, please?
I honestly, I would love to. It is genuinely boiling in here. And my internal temperature is clocking very high. But hey, you've got those genes. You can support it for a little bit, I think.
I'll help you out with that. Don't worry. I'll try to get cool. I'll put some ice on some stuff.
Please don't spill water on my PC, man. Christ. There you go. I've got more fans for you. There you go. Perfect. There you go.
Thank
Excellent. You. So the challenge, how do you feel about it?
I think this is gonna be another one where RNG could make or break it, just like last week's challenge. Redhawk can see what nation I have. Should I reveal the nation that I'm deciding to go with?
If you want to, sure.
I'm going with Croatia today. I'm going to go with Croatia. There is some RNG that I can get instant in next, so get ready to rehost if that happens. But yeah, we are going to go Croatia. They're a Catholic nation. If Hungary picks Hunyadi, you get like 4 years of a pretty good ruler. Then there's an RNG aspect of what the ruler after that's going to be, because when you declare independence, you get a random ruler. We get claims very easily. Once we get independence, we basically get claims on all of Balkans besides Ottomans. I can use Hungary's rivals, or Hungary's enemies rather, to declare independence war. The problem is that Hungary does have truces with Poland, Bohemia, and Ottomans until 1449, so there will be probably 5 years of me doing nothing. But if I look in the ocean, that's why I asked Hawk, just the first 5 years, if you can just look into the ocean, zoom deep into the ocean.
All right. Is it better
just
than
for the first 5 years? I don't know, but I just know that if you look at the ocean, your game processes less stuff and it will run faster.
I'm so ready for the visuals of just on the ocean the entire time. That'd be great.
Back to Hawk's POV, it's the ocean.
I'm under the water. Help me.
So a win today over the student puts you in the grand finals and the potential to take out Flory. How do you feel about that?
I'm just focusing on today's game, and I'm going to go with the same mentality I had since I faced Floriwari. I need to pretend like every match I'm playing against Floriwari. So I need to do really well. He's an insane player. He's way better than me in every single aspect of EU4 single player. And yeah, I need to step up my game and make less mistakes, because that honestly is my biggest problem, is that I'll make like a little mistake in the moment. But that's really what's, when you're playing a time challenge and you're playing on constant speed 4, 5, mistakes are bound to happen. But if I can minimize the mistakes and maximize the nation I have, I think that you know, will be another W. But you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself.
I want to leave you with one thing. We did talk to Flory earlier, and he said he thinks you are an uncreative player, and he wants to face you in the final versus the student.
He did actually say
I'm
that.
uncreative. He said I'm an uncreative player.
He said, well, we elaborated a little bit, but yeah.
He said the student
What did he
is
say
more
specifically?
creative,
said
so
the
he'd
student's more
rather
creative.
play against you.
Yeah,
That's exactly
I
what he
honestly think that the student is a more creative player than me. I agree with that sentiment. I'm not the most creative. I just know like game mechanics pretty well. I think that's always been my thing. I'm not the most creative guy, but you know.
So fuck you, Flory. Sorry, but
Yeah, no, he's right though. He's right, and I can't really take that away from him. I'm not gonna be like, you know, trash talking him. Yeah, the student is a more creative player. That's like his entire channel is like doing creative things in single player. While me, it's more about like developing provinces and doing player wars and multiplayer. That's like my entire EU4 experience. I have like what 7,000 hours, and at this point, I think maybe like 3,000 to 4,000 hours of those are just straight up multiplayer. If me and Flory, you know, if one of the challenges are like you have to 1 versus 1 Flory, I will 100% beat him. 100%.
well, I guess an idea of the final.
100%.
You may yet see
And
that.
you can use the very base mod, totally unbiased opinion here, the EU4 arena mod. Very, you know, totally not made by me. Flory 1v1 me in EU4 arena. That's all I gotta say.
There we go.
Called out live, ladies and gentlemen.
Called
There you go.
out. Flory has to respond within 24 hours, otherwise he loses. Well, get ready, man. Get in your game. Get cracking as we start to see you fade into pixels. That is a large amount of water. A horse PC must be boiling. And we will.
So hot in here, man.
That's my water cooling, bro. He's drinking my pump, yo.
Yeah, let's get some water in there.
Right,
Holy
fantastic.
won't throw circuit things.
Get cracking, mate, and we'll tell you when to get going.
Not a good start. Not good. Not good. Patience. 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 3 more years. It'll be like another 4 minutes. Nice. I'm doing good, Petit Trayon. How are you? 2 more years. Keep in mind we spent 3 minutes setting up estates. So we got like 2 more minutes before we start doing stuff. Just hanging out. 1.5 years. Yeah. One more year. 1 more year. Permanent 5 dev cost. What?
You have 30 minutes left, roughly.
Radical reforms. Page for radical reforms in chat.
"20 minutes left."
We reload the save, the coalition will break. Oh, fake. That was a big mistake.
You have 8 minutes 30 remaining. You have 5 minutes left. 2 minutes remaining.
One minute left.
All right, you've got 20 seconds left.
That good enough? I don't know. I told you, all of the Balkan starts, non-Ottoman Balkan starts, have RNG, dude. I'm telling you, Croatia is the least RNG. The only RNG is to not have the annexation event, but it's unlikely. The king, he needs to pick the 0-0, and that guy needs to die, which is very unlikely. Like, two RNG events. He picked the 0-0, but he didn't die before I was able to declare independence. You can get all of his enemies. I also almost got Ottomans in, too, but he was in a war. I'm telling you, I was thinking about it. Croatia is definitely the least RNG out of all of them. Plus, 5% dev cost, chat. 5% dev cost. That helped us. We were deving for 30. I wonder how many dev clicks I got. Probably around like 50. Did you guys see how I got a higher loan cap by selling institution to Poland? Was that worth though? I got like 500 ducats worth of loans and spent 400 ducats on that. I also spent twice getting Defender of the Faith. Yeah, you got to give Poland land in the first war.
Hello. We'll start with the student. I mean, we're not going to spend too much time talking about what went wrong. We all know what went wrong, and it was very unfortunate to see. Habibi, I don't know if you know, but you did end up on top. You did end up winning that. The student was playing as the Latin Empire and had a couple of unfortunate restarts. But it doesn't mean you're eliminated. It means you have to take on Zlevik, who you have beaten previously in a third-place playoff. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm still processing what happened there, but that is honestly hard to believe for someone like me who honestly trusts on, you know, like not really much RNG. And I did a test run and it was no RNG at all, you know. I won that easily, but yeah, I guess it can all get differently if some RNG went different. So yeah, that really annoys me, that game, man. But I'll do my best next time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unfortunate. It is what it is. But the student, you get to play versus Zlevik next week. One match. Whichever one of you wins gets automatically re-invited to Parabellum next season. Whichever one of you loses has to go through the qualifiers again. That's all to play for. But let's forget about that. Habibi, with one of the most pristine, one of the cleanest playthroughs ever, as Croatia takes it away. Habibi, how was that?
I am streaming, and a lot of my chatters were doubting the Croatia pick. People were saying, go Albania, go Serbia. And I'm very adamant about it. For this specific challenge, Croatia is the best option. Not only that, not only are you Catholic, not only can you get all of Hungary's enemies as allies if you do the war right, but you also get permanent 5% dev cost. I was deving a lot. I deved maybe 50 to 100 times. You can even look Zagreb, it's 28 dev. The dev ratio is all wrong, but it doesn't matter. Just dev mattered the most. And, you know, I came up on top. And something with these runs is that you want to rely as little as possible on RNG. That's something that I learned from playing Speed 5 tournaments. You want to go for, you know, maybe the less creative route sometimes. I'm excited for next week. I'm going to have to practice. It's going to be really hard.
So to be clear, it's going to be for you in the final, it's going to be best 2 out of 3 against against Flori, so a lot of EU4. But hey, if you perform like you have performed today and how you performed previously, then I think things should get very interesting indeed, and you might be the man to dethrone the king. So, I mean, hey,
give us a 1 versus 1, dude. Give us a 1 versus 1.
It's just a straight 1v1.
Just one 1v1. That's all I ask. Check out my mod, guys. EU4 Arena. I think you'll really like it. For everyone watching, EU4 Arena, you can play 1 versus 1s on my Discord server. Now it's spread to other Discord servers. They play it all the time. It's a mod that we worked a lot of effort into. It very fair 1 versus 1s. There's an Italy scenario, a Levant scenario, a Japan scenario, and a 2 versus 2 scenario. So even if we don't play it, I just need to give myself a self promo. I'm sorry, guys, but
no, you're good. That's what this is.
We'll let you do it.
Fine. All right. Well, fantastic gameplay, and we will see you next week in the grand final. Also Zlevik versus the student next week as well. So we'll see both of you. Congratulations, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
that was a tough one.
GG, man, GG.
GG. What was your strategy? I just wanted to know.
How much dev did you have in the end?
400. Second GP in the world, it says.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, it was honestly the worst experiences I've ever had. That was so miserable.
What happened?
Yeah, the first run was actually the best one of all runs, but I misclicked the event for Latin Empire. I clicked the first option.
So
in Speed 5.
But what was the strategy though? I just want to know.
So to become the Latin Empire and then fight the Ottomans, win against the Ottomans, and then go into the like Caucasia region and so on.
And what did you expect to get in terms of development?
I honestly don't know what I would have gotten or something, but I mean at least 300 I think would have been easily possible. In the end, it was too much RNG. I didn't believe that it was that much RNG, but yeah. Anyways, as I heard, you did quite well.
I basically defeated Ottomans with the Poland as Croatia. I just did Tech 6 rush, and then they just never took battles against me. They ran away from my army, and then I just sieged all their forts in one.
Oh yeah, that is clean. Another war against the Ottomans, even as Croatia. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, GG and good luck next week against Flori, right?
Yeah, thank you, man. It's gonna be really hard.
You got this. He has to lose at least one game, man.
Hey, man, if they give me the 1 versus 1, I'm very sure I can win, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Have a good night, right?
Yeah, you too, man. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. What a nice guy. Bro, Latin Empire is formable for Byzantine when you're fighting against the Ottomans. It's an event. But he fired it like 3 times, I think. So it probably isn't that RNG heavy. But misclicking, dude, that's so rough, bro. We won, chat. We're in the finals. We won, dude. We're in the finals next week. And we're guaranteed season 2. So the ally RNG fucked him over. Fuck, dude. Bro, I'm definitely the underdog. Let's be realistic. I would love to be like, oh yeah, dude, I got this easy in the bag. 99% chance I win. Easy, Floor Warrior is going down. But bro, the dude is way better than me in single player. Dude is way better than me in U4 single player. Like way better than me. That is just the reality, chat. What was our ruler? 000 von Hasburg, 353, Kreshmir, 553. I've beaten everyone except Flori this season. Wow, dude. Zlevik, Corbett, Kara, the student, and the Flori Worry. Dude, I honestly think I could have reached near his development. I needed to do what my strategy was. Okay, Skibat, if you're still in chat, no offense to you, dude. But that America challenge, I learned to like not listen to chat as much. Like just use my own knowledge. No offense to chat, but a majority of you guys have less experience and less like mechanic skill than me in EU4. Most of you. Some of you are better than me, okay? But most of you are worse. And that one, people were saying, dude, you have to win Independence War. And I didn't check. I just listened to chat because I've never played USA in that point. But I didn't have to. Would be independent. All I had to do was just give British demands day 1 in that challenge. You give British demands day 1, and then you just do wars against all of the colonies. If I did that, I think I could have reached the same amount of provinces or even beat him. But I need to just follow my intuition, like this one right here, like this challenge. Like I just shut out chat because chat was like Croatia. Dude, Croatia's not good for this challenge. Do Ragusa, do Albania, try Byzantine, do whatever. But no, dude, my intuition was telling me, I turned off chat. That's why I wasn't talking to chat. I turned off chat for the game. Plus, not only that, last week you guys were cheating and telling me stuff that I shouldn't know. Like my brain was just telling me, dude, do Croatia, do Croatia, do Croatia. You have 5% dev cost, chat. You get 5% dev cost, chat. It's a dev mission. It's a dev challenge. Cyprus's capital is not in the Balkans. Imagine they just let me play Cyprus and then they're like, hey, that's not in there. That's not in the region, dude. I should have gone Orthodox. If Austria, the reason why I didn't go Orthodox, maybe I should have went Orthodox. Maybe I should have just went Orthodox, actually. Ah, not enough land. Where'd they spawn even? Ah, so close. I don't know how many. I think their graph shows us. Ah. It's based off of development. Dang. I could have saved up points, went Orthodox. I could have saved up points. You're so right, dude. I could have saved up points, went Orthodox, concentrated twice, got 10% dev cost from Icon of St. Pancreator. Is that what it's called? I forget its name. That's what I should have done, dude. You're right. I could have got more. It is a very big difference between redhawk and laith for me. I thought at first laith was bad because there was times where like redhawk will lag me down. But I think that's just an internet issue because in my current place, I used to have fiber optic internet, but then I moved and they don't have fiber here for like another year. It's like a pretty big difference. The Japan challenge, I had laith because that was after I faced Flory, right? Yeah. And with redhawk, I consistently go above 70, while with laith, while pushing like speed 5 the entire time, speed 4, speed 5, for some reason it was slower and I was like 1465.
So you're happy with us limiting it to like 1465 as a like a hard cap with
1475 I think would be good.
14,
yeah,
so we're doing 1465 just to be safe, because if it's 75 then like we're off to the races.
I think
no
we
matter
strike
what.
a balance. I don't know, we still haven't figured out on the date, but it's gonna be like 1465 at
or
least.
1470.
I think. Yeah, 1470
is what we're settling, because 75 is like, because also like getting there faster is also another thing. Like Flory plays very fast as we can get further in. I don't think it's gonna change too much. It just honestly, I don't even think that the date's gonna come into it at all. I just think that it would be, let's say Flory gets like 1480 and you're stuck at 65. It's like
I feel like that might be a bit of a disadvantage for me, the capped date. Yeah, just because I play with no pauses. That's why I'm like constantly, I just play speed 4. Like there's times where I pause for like critical things, but I play constant speed 4, no pauses. And I'm like pretty used to that. Yeah, basically, yeah, I'm used to that from playing multiplayer. And I don't know, I just think that with the hard cap or the date cap, it might be a disadvantage to me. And I don't know.
If you're not happy with it, we'll go back to the drawing board.
The thing is, we were thinking about the cap more in relation to, and this was like in the middle of the tournament when we saw how faster Flory is than pretty much everyone else. So we were like, okay, he's won like 3 games so far. Realistically, he's gonna win at least one more, because at that point he was only left battle Corbett and Kara. And we were like, okay, so if he ends up in the final, whoever winds up in the final with him is going to be slower. So we didn't really want to handicap him, but we wanted to balance it out more. So if
he's saying he's fine with whatever.
The thing is, like with me in my life, every time I ask for something, like ends up biting me in the back. So I feel like it's gonna be like next week I just have massive internet issues and it's like, oh, I'm stuck at 1459 and you guys are just like, you should have went with the cap. 1473. I've every single challenge I've played except for the Japan one, I've reached 1470 plus. Like 1473 is like my standard.
I'll have a chat with Hawk and Midge after, but I think honestly capping at 70 might be an idea then. Yeah. Because we know you're both gonna get there. Like I would much rather have the cap as like,
it's like either or, right? Like it's either an hour cap or you reach 1473.
Whichever comes first. So let's say you're in 1465 and an hour goes. Yeah. So like if again for me it's just like what I would hate is you guys feeling, either one of you or the chat and the audience feeling like the reason that Habibi won or Flory won is because they were 10 years ahead and it wasn't a choice to not play that fast, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like let's say you had a couple of lag, you were both playing at speed 5, but Flory's speed 5 is like a single player speed 5. It would suck if if that was a result of it, and we're trying to get ahead of that to make sure.
The thing is, we didn't want someone to win only because they got more into the game.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
Like most of the challenges we've done, like the most part, haven't been to do with sort of getting deeper into the game. It's been mostly about skill.
Except maybe you versus Slavic. I think that was like
no, because Slavic, like if he played a little faster, he probably could have. Like there was a couple of wars he could have finished, and he declared the war. Like he declared the Akiyuni war late. He could have won that if he had. Obviously, it's hindsight and us sitting here, really easy to do whatever.
I honestly thought I lost last week. I made huge mistakes last week, like really big mistakes, and I should have had like a much higher score. Like I should have had a much higher score. I think Zlevic would have 100% won. Like it's not a doubt in my mind. Looking at the VOD and looking at the YouTube video, It's no doubt in my mind that if there wasn't the time cap last week, Zlevik would have won. Because he had juice still. He still had a couple wars that he could have done.
Yeah.
I was completely finished.
He's super stable.
Yeah, he was way more
Yeah,
stable
but
than
it's
me.
because he wasn't able to crack on with the Ottomans either. Like he had that one war, the no CB against the
His
Rassids
Ottoman
was
ally was
really
super
big.
weak. Yeah.
Yeah, they were not just weak. They fought Epirus. It was just against Epirus, no one else. And
Yeah, they weren't
and
willing to come
Epirus the
into a
Pope.
defensive war.
No, I know they broke because they were 1,400 ducats in debt when they were fighting Epirus and the Pope, and they just didn't do anything. It was that was kind of mad. But then he got into that Rassids war, and it went pretty pretty well. I just want to address a couple of chats, but more as the game kind of equals faster play, which equals more mistakes. Yes and no. So there are periods of times in the challenges where you, for example, today with in the second one, Zlevik was waiting to burn his AE a little bit. Going faster would have made that process a lot easier. Like there's not really a scenario in which playing, like, the player controls the speed, right? So there is no scenario in which you being forced to play slow is advantageous to you. Like that's just so we'll see. That's not a water jug, bro's got an entire like I don't know even what that. How big is that? Is that 6 liters or something?
I go through like 1 or 2 of these a day, like 1.5.
Holy.
Yeah, it's
hell.
pretty hot here in Southern California. Yeah, and Chad's been making jokes ever since summer started that I have a small bladder, but it's like, dude, I'm just drinking a lot because I'm sweating a lot and I don't have AC in my bedroom. The AC is in the living room. I have like a strategy to like fan the air coming in from the living room, and that's been working better. But there was been a couple last days where I just have the window open and I'm just sweating profusely. Literally a sweaty gamer.
Same thing in my last place, dude. 1 AC in the living room. That's why now I got 7.
Do you see?
Yeah,
That's
I should, boys.
I gotta get 100,000 subscribers because once I do, I can get 7 ACs too, instead of just 1.
There
So
we
that's
have
the
it. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sub to Habibi right now.
Bro,
Listen, you gotta drop videos more often.
I do.
You get delivered the plaque, and then you get given the ACs. When you hit 200k, they double the AC count.
It's YouTube giving them.
Bro, honestly, I've got so many. I've got them packed up over here. I don't know what to do with them. I tried handing them out. They're branded as well. It's really good.
Yeah, I've been cooking something in terms of YouTube videos. Can I self-promo just one last time?
Yeah, bro, please do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been cooking. I've been wanting to do like a Habibi week starting tomorrow, where I upload like 7 videos in a row, all EU4. Maybe one Victoria 3. But I've been working on that because I thought it would be really cool to see what happens. Like, I also want to see like what it would be like. Will I get more views on average? Will I get less? Is it just the same people rewatching videos, you know? Yeah.
I mean, hell, my strategy is always just try and upload as many days as possible.
Yeah, that's probably a lot better.
I had
Dude,
I had a streak of like 7 months. I didn't miss a single one.
Yeah.
I
mad.
wish I had time to make videos.
Yeah. I've been working like another job too, so it's been really tough. But I think this is gonna.
You got a real job, Habibi?
Yeah, I work as a freelance developer. I'm under NDA right now, so I can't really say specific company, but it is a game developer. Yeah.
EDM me is you. He's making EU5. Flore, you're in, bro. How are you gonna beat this man? He's gonna hack straight in. It's over for you.
Habibi, make the ticks days, not hours, bro. Please.
Honestly, Hawk's so mad about the Tinto talk today.
I'm so mad. If I understood it correctly. So I don't know if I did understand it correctly. Let me say it again for stream right here. And Flory and Habibi can also tell me what they think. So in today's Dev Diary, they confirmed that EU5 is gonna tick hourly from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., right?
Why?
And with that, I did some calculations. So it takes me 4 hours to play 100 years of EU4, right? That's what you call it, like 365 ticks. A year of EU5 is 4,380 ticks. So if it takes me 4 hours to play 100 years in EU4, in the same time you'll play 8.33 years of EU5.
That's what I'm saying. Surely it's not based on like. Surely they've just added a sub tick. You know what I mean? Instead of just, I think the days will be the same tick.
I don't think it's played. I don't think it. I can neither confirm nor deny, but I don't think that's. I think it's more likely what.
Because
they say.
they said it's going to run as fast as Imperator in terms of time.
But I saw
it's going to run
too,
as fast as Imperator.
It didn't say in terms of time, right? They just said it's going to run as fast as U4 and as Imperator. But what is as fast?
It's specifically
like performance. Or is it the
It
time
has to be
passing? Is
timed,
what I
surely.
wanted to know.
There's no shot they make it that slow to play. Like no one's gonna be playing. People get bored of it. Like think about it. I mean, we're just thinking obviously from like a content point of view. But if you're like just a casual player, I'm not talking about like I'm not even talking about a dedicated player. Let's say because a lot of people play the same game for hours on end. That's fine. But like let's say you just play like an hour or two here or there, like one session a week kind of vibe. You're just not going to get through enough to come back to it. Like it would just destroy everything. I'm scared of the Tinto talks because every time it releases, I'm always worried that they're going to like they're going to release something and be like, yeah, by the way, like when you said about that you were mad about it, I immediately looked at it and I thought, have they removed battles? I thought they'd gone front line.
Oh, no,
I
no,
saw
they can't do
fronts
that. They
and
can't
like
do
my brain short-circuited. I was about to be like,
it wouldn't make
not.
sense in a U4-5 setting. Fronts.
It doesn't make sense in Victoria 3 either, man.
Well,
But here we
you
are.
could argue like
the thing is, I
post
hope I'm
1890.
Look, I tried. I really tried with Victoria 3's like combat, man. But it doesn't work as what it is either. Like the front line splitting, you like when you take away control of the player, it's then the most frustrating experience when something that has been removed from your control then messes up. You know, like it just hey, look at the student losing the wars today. Like it's the most frustrating thing you can do. So if you're taking wars away from the player and being able to micro that, yeah.
I think
I just hope it's not the way I understood it. I hope it's the way you're saying. Because I immediately thought of this shit too, right? If we have U5 Parabellum and the ticks are like I'm saying, these guys are gonna play a year.
well, it's
you're making me want to ask for access for Caesar now, just so I can check.
Can you also,
and the only guy that can ask Johan is freaking what you call it is freaking Lambert, right? So
I don't need to
I don't
ask
know.
Johan.
Oh man.
I think they're just trying to stop. From my understanding, from what I just skimmed and from chat and from people, I think what their objective is to stop the like week-long battles, because you can have that in EU4 where you have battles lasting a week, which kind of like doesn't really make much sense in this timeline, like week-long battles.
I always consider it as like skirmishes as long as well as troops like maneuver. You can add like a bit of
you fantasize.
You're fantasizing, yeah. They're in the same province, like 1 million troops are in one province, just chilling, taking turns fighting each other.
Oh man.
With the cannons not retreating.
It's one grand campaign. It's what frontline should be. But I'd like.
Now, some may be worried that the game will be slower and perform worse. That's the wording, right? But at max speed, the game should be as fast as U4 Imperator. The way I'm understanding it is, Speed 5 should be as fast as Speed 5 is in U4 Imperator.
I think it has to be, again, it has to be on days. There is no shot that they can, Speed 4 is not fast, and watch Flory play. There's no shot that they change it that much, and then they change ticks from days to hours and say the tick count is the same. I think you can slow it down to make it such that you can play on an hourly basis, but I think you have to be going day by day. Like surely the minimum, like they don't increase the tick count and say tick for tick it's the same.
Yeah.
I think day for day it has to be the same.
Even more ticks than fucking Hoi 4, which ticks over 4 times a day, right?
Hoi 4 you play out by hour, bro.
Yeah,
Hoi 4 is by hour, right?
24
Victoria is
hours.
4 times a day. Right.
24 hours.
Yeah. Victoria's 4 ticks a day and then you do it by week. But like,
I hope I'm wrong.
Otherwise, also to be fair, it has to be minimum ticks, which is great because I can't wait to see Lambda play basically in real time. Because the dude already like if you've seen the videos, he spends 3 hours, 3 days. Like the World Conquest one, that video was so good. I was so happy because he sent it to me a little bit.
Turn-based game. Every day is a turn.
That's genuinely that's his mentality. Like I was talking to him about it because he sent it to me the video. He sent it to me about a year or so before it came out. Like he was working on it for a long time and it came really well. But he basically was like, "Yeah, this is a turn-based game to me. Like I don't each day is a turn. Every day I go and check every single decision I've made to." You know,
I'm a speed 4, speed 5, and
nah, bro.
Most people are like that, Midge-Man.
You know?
Yeah, it's when I did my pre-1600 World Conquest. Lambda came in. He's like, dude, you have to think every day is a turn. Just play really low speed and it will be a lot easier. And I did that, and it's like, yeah, dude, I did a pre-1600 world conquest. It only took me like 400 hours, dude, or something like that. And it's like,
I want to say something else as well, right? Like, the interesting thing about the show we have, just to loop it back around, is that like you've done a pre-1600 world conquest, right? Which is insane, right? Like, so we could everyone. I don't think anyone would dispute me saying you're objectively good at the game, right? I would also say you're a lot better than myself and Hawk. But I think that skill gap gets a lot closer when you chuck us into these challenges because of our experience, like I said, with just random ass places versus yours, ours are in MP. Like you chuck Hawk, like Hawk and I play every single region, and yet we'll have people being like, we'll ask people, oh, how do you feel about us? I'm like, oh, yeah, never played this, never played that. And that's
we're so surprised. Like,
but that's the thing, because for us, it's like when we
never having played a Balak, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
I was like, that's impossible.
No, he's played Room before though.
What I mean.
He just forgot. He's played Karman, I mean. He's literally has like a whole series on going Karman to Room to do like achievement run, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm like mistaken, but he did it like years ago. But the thing is, when you're playing by the day tick, the reason why I could never get onto like Lambda's level, in my opinion, is that he also takes into consideration all of the like what are they called? The events, there's a name for them.
Time to happen and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he will like be like, okay, this event didn't trigger. Okay, I'm gonna bird. I could never play like that. I literally could never, never ever play like that. And
all the pulse events, everything.
And with me, like I like to go to, I like try to go to major nations in these challenges because that's where a lot of my experience is. When you play multiplayer, most of the time you're playing major nations, and you're trying to like optimize a major nation to the most potential. Like I know things about France because, you know, I've played France a bunch of times. I know things about Ottomans because I played them a bunch of times. But you know, I definitely have like a weakness in some areas. Like I'm pretty bad at hordes. I'm like praying that there isn't any horde challenges in the finals because I rarely play hordes. There's gonna be a horde challenge now, guys. I need to practice hordes. But
that's the interesting. Like you're objectively better than me, right? By like a good margin. But when we play like in Speedfire that first season, I was only able to beat you because.
Oh, I've improved a lot since then, though. Just to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And I haven't. I've regressed. That's what happens when you don't play anymore.
Like that about myself as well.
Dude, it's a lot easier on this side of things. But like I was like, okay, cool. Here's like a weird ass strategy that I can do because I've done like a load of weird ass strategies, and I'll go through that sort of route. You know, like I said. Whereas if you give you and me a more conventional challenge, where it's like, okay, play as this person, then you'll kick my ass. So that's the really fun part of this kind of stuff for me. At least.
We're thinking about these challenges, at least, right? That's why we try to go all around the world. We do difficult starts, like Mali. We consider a difficult start. That's why we threw that one-off different start date shit, right? We want to do unusual things because if we do expected things, and there probably will be challenges like that, like I don't know. As France do triple big blue blob or
just take the spices challenge with Kara versus Student. Student is again a lot like Student is very, very good. Kara, it's not like she doesn't even play you for that much, but she was able to beat him because it was just a bit of chaos in the because of like the area. And I want Zero saying humble laith. I want to point out this is like when I'm like, oh yeah, look, I beat Florida 1v1 like 3 years. You realize there's a character, right? Like that's part of the vibe. That's the whole point. This should not be this much of a shock. When we're stirring shit between Habibi and Flora, you think we actually like? Come on, man.
Yeah, I actually learned from Kara. Yeah, and I used to say, like, ironically when I first started YouTube, the big brain gamer. Then people like actually started being like, dude, why you call yourself big brain gamer? There's way better. And I'm like, all right, they clearly don't get it. It's a joke. Whatever, just move on. But I actually learned from Kara, her in the qualifiers, and I was thinking like, yeah, when we don't have like random nations or like you're forced a nation, yeah, like if I can, you should just pick a big nation. You can do more in that time. You have an hour, you have more juice, you have more you have more potential. You should go for like the bigger nations, you know. And that one with the student hadn't played in that region, and he's thinking like, okay, pirates, good. Pirates can, you know, get good naval quality, but as Palembang, a 2-province minor in the area, you have to wait a while to get the ball rolling because you need to raid. You need to start building up your fleet off of 2 provinces, which is like each ship is a year. If you build big ships, that's 3 years waiting for just one ship. So like, yeah, like, and I think that if
I
you
did
just
as Malacca, and I got like I think I got
Yeah.
27. Like I
Oh,
got
maybe
almost
it's
all of
just
them.
like
I did
Malacca.
Sunda, and I
Again,
did get all
I
of
was-
them except for one. I
Yeah.
did as Sunda, and I got all of them except for one in an hour. I was playing solo though, so there was no time going down, and I played to like 78. But
Yeah.
so like I wouldn't have
Unfortunately,
probably
that's
got all
why I
of them.
think Serbia might have been best for the Balkan thing. I mean, I think for me it went Biz and then Croatia. I think like Habibi said everything that was right.
For me, it was
Like
Serbia, Croatia. But right now, after seeing Habibi do this, I definitely think Croatia is the best.
I fully would have gambled on Biz. Like I'd have done, and I probably would have lost, but I would have fully gambled on Biz just because A, it's fun, but B, like I think the scalability is kind of unrivaled. Like that is the strongest nation. Obviously, other factors notwithstanding,
Yeah.
but that is the strongest nation you can pick.
There's a
But
couple.
it's just a case of like,
There's a couple problems with Serbia as well. There's another thing with these challenges is your ruler is just really important. Like what you can do in an hour, your ruler is so important, and you have like a 112 and a 101 air on Serbia. So like even though they're the biggest, and you could also argue because people are saying like, dude, you're just doing nothing right now. Like the first 8 minutes, I was looking at the ocean. Because I was just waiting for the truce to expire with Hungary, Poland, Ottomans, and I almost could have got Ottomans if they didn't start a war. But you know, in my head, they're Catholic,
We noticed.
less AE with other Catholics. You can get the support independence, and you're rolling the dice for your ruler. And
oh, you know, it'd be fun. Whilst we have you here,
yeah,
Hawk, you know the one that we got rid of because we thought was like too RNG based. I'd be intrigued if I want to do something like a little thought experiment for you. I want to
Which
just
one
chuck
is
a
that?
challenge. Is the one that we scrapped? That
don't
was meant to
remember.
be. It was meant to be student versus. It's not on the list anymore, so we're not going to use it.
No,
We sat
but
around.
I don't remember it.
Well,
Just
I'll
say
say
it.
it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll throw this at you, Habibi, and I want to hear like what you would do. Just you know, let's visually play you four
Probably
together.
in the
So
chat too.
Yeah.
it was called Gotland, which was as Gotland have as many livestock provinces as possible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one we were gonna have.
That
you
was the
do.
one we axed it because there aren't that many livestock provinces around. But we were thinking like either you go pirate and you go straight into Livonians, or you make the play for Denmark, which is why we axed it because it's a bit too RNG.
yeah.
But yeah, what do you reckon?
I would have really sucked at that challenge, dude.
Well, it was
That's
meant to
a-
be your one this week against.
Yeah.
Against
We're gonna give it to you.
Yeah,
we wanted
it's,
to be
We
more
actually
climactic.
changed all of the challenges for
Yeah.
this week. None of our original challenges stuck.
I think that yeah, I don't know, with Gotland it's like there's also a lot of time just doing nothing. I feel like when I played Gotland, I spent a lot of time like speed 5 waiting for like good opportunities. And then yeah, I'd probably go pirate and no CB like as many people as possible for livestock around the world. Yeah, that's probably your best bet. But I wouldn't say it's so much RNG, just like you'd probably spend a good amount of time like not doing much.
Yeah, and that's something we wanted. One thing we wanted to try and like push through. One thing we learned was to try and have the player have as much agency as possible.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you're always the one driving the, driving the thing itself. So you're not sitting around kind of waiting for. The only exception being obviously the kind of the original Byzantine one.
Yeah.
But the one we didn't qualify in was you could play as the Ottomans and then release them and stuff. But that's kind of like, I'm excited to see the challenges next week.
Can you tell us?
I think that.
Can you tell us all the challenges you scrapped today this week? I'm
what
curious.
ones
We scrapped a few.
Yeah, let me bring up the EU4 and I'll see if I can remember some of them.
It was the
I mean,
three
there's
from
the
this
Genoa
week. I
one
don't
you
remember
mentioned
any of
earlier.
them.
I think can we go through the edit history of the doc?
Yeah, I think
Let
we
me
can.
Okay, if you go through that, I'm like
I don't want
because
to bring the doc. I'm gonna try.
okay,
Yeah.
so there was one of them that we've moved to the third place playoff because it's
Yeah.
just a
Yes.
great challenge.
Yeah.
There was the there was the Genoese mission one, which was like have as many do as much of the Genoese missions as possible. The reason we wanted that is because it's a mix between like trade and also combat and also diplomacy. Like it's very interesting because you steal one province off Tunis, you steal one province off of, so it's quite. And we were kind of thinking of that as well because,
It's a lot of
well,
different aspects coming
yeah,
together.
like that's the kind of thing we wanted to like kind of have it all together.
Did we have some different start date ones we scrapped?
No.
Yes, we did. We had Napoleon.
Oh, the Napoleon
So
one,
we were
yeah.
going to be starting as Napoleon. So starting in the 1805 start date. It was deal as many casualties as possible. There was also we wanted to do one with a custom save where France is at war with everyone. And I think you'd have excelled at this one because it's basically just MP combat. It's late game combat, right? But all the AI doesn't use cannon stacks properly, but you will, kind of thing. And again, it was deal
Like
as
real
many
life.
casualties as possible.
Like Napoleon in real life, guys.
that was the play. So, but the issue was we didn't think, unless we grabbed it from a Scanderbeg, we didn't think we could see how many casualties were dealt as an easy sort of.
Well, I found the version history. When did we edit that
I think
last?
those are the main ones. We looked at a
Yeah.
lot of like.
Okay, so here's the challenge we scrapped for Flory and Kara this week. It was as a horde have the highest amount of war reps possible. Flory, that was originally supposed to be your and Kara's challenge.
That's actually a good one.
We scrapped that. Yep.
That one.
It's a good one, but we thought.
We realized this week, like it was in the planning of this week, we was like, guys, we've only done one challenge in Europe.
Yeah.
And so on a production level,
Yeah, there's literally
Europe pulls views.
America pulls views. Apparently.
Oh yeah.
No, that's a pretty good one. I mean, it's kind of in Europe. If you pick like Great Horde or Uzbek, I don't know. I'd probably pick Uzbek for that challenge, and then just try to get war reps from as many people. Like, get a power base and then spend the last 20 minutes just trying to get as many war reps as possible. The last 10 years, basically.
Yeah. I mean that was meant to be Florian and Kara, but I mean, like I'll say this. Obviously, we keep things as fair and as everything else as possible.
Yeah.
But we did shift it around because we were like, okay, Flory's through, so we know he's gonna be wanting to push.
Yeah.
So we want to give him a challenge that he's gonna try and go like mental with. So one that doesn't really have an upper limit. At the same time, one that allows Kara the opportunity to, if Flory does go all out and make a mistake, to claw back some points. Because she had to beat Flory and then hope for a draw between Corbett and Zlevik, which like almost happened, but not quite.
Yeah.
Which was going to be our worst possible outcome if she lost and then those two drew, because then we were going to have a playoff match for the third place playoff.
Yeah.
Which was going to be a bit
playoff for the playoff.
A bit, honestly, it was going to suck. But we do have like some ideas for like one-off shows because like I'm headed off to Southeast Asia, so I'm gonna have like unstable.
I'll be back
internet.
in a minute here, guys.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna have like unstable internet, so we were like, okay, we don't want to wait too long for like the next like season. So we came up with a couple ideas. One was like a 2v2 challenge, which I think could be a lot of fun if we have like as have a combined total of this amount of thing, or like have the most amount of this, but it's a 2v2. So you guys are both playing in a lobby with one of the guys. So obviously play will be a little bit slower because there's 3 people, because it'll be 3 and 3, me and Hawk spectating, and then 2v2. But like that kind of stuff I think could be fun. Chuck them in a Discord call together. But yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go, guys. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for hosting this entire thing. I'm excited for.
Good luck. Yeah,
also, Rory said he'd be up for the 1v1 MP thing.
I'd be up for the 1v1 MP thing. Let me know when, Flory. Not today though, because I already have things planned. But I'll be down tomorrow if you want. Before I do my MP tomorrow, my MP session tomorrow.
Also, the 1v1 thing, Flora, is the thing that you beat Ludi in the first round, and that was the last time he ever appeared in any sort of competitive E4 ever. Because he got clowned on for it.
The 1v1, the previous one was actually really boring, in my opinion. That 1v1 map, the Austria versus Prussia, it was kind of boring, and I think a lot of people would agree with me with that.
I grinded fucking that. I'd never played MP before. I sat there. I did 10 hours a day because I'll be honest, I had some personal chip on my shoulder going into that as well because we were replacements, and I was like, I was like, I got to prove myself, and I'd never played MP, so I sat there for 10 hours a day. I had 2 guys in the US and 2 guys in Eastern Europe that I would like cycle, I trained for about 10, 12 hours a day for about 6 days building up to the tournament, and then I would train every other day in the interim. Like I took that shit way too serious.
Yeah,
Oh man.
the arena map, like it's the different scenarios. We found that smaller armies is better. Like just having a bunch of big stacks is not really that great. Plus it forces speed too, which makes it a lot longer. And the idea is that matches are 30 to 40 minutes. Like they can go to up to an hour, but there's a time cap too. And there's a build up period that goes in speed 4. So you build up your nation in speed 4, and then on each
Concept sounds so familiar.
yeah, you get 4 choices. I was telling you that I wanted to do this when we met each other in Sweden, Midgeman.
Yeah.
But
it's so cool. I watched you when I remember I watched all the release stuff, and I watched your first tournament you done on it.
Dude, like
Yeah.
I'd be well down to like put together like a proper tournament
Oh,
for this shit and stream and stuff.
yeah, the one when I streamed
know
it,
a
it
lot of
was
people do
like
it.
600, 700 concurrent viewers, which is a lot for me. And then I also posted on YouTube. And yeah, Paradox were interested in it, and then they said, "Oh, you know what? Actually, we're not interested anymore." Like, and I was like, "Okay." But yeah, like you get different choices.
Around the death of Speed 5 time.
Yeah, around Death of Speed 5. Like before that, they were like, I was getting messages from Paradox, and they were like so excited, and they were watching. I knew they were literally DM me saying, "We're watching you right now," and yeah, and then I messaged them again, and they're like, "Right now, we're not really looking to do that right now. Like we're gonna focus on something else." And I'm just like, it makes sense. Whatever. Anyways, I gotta go, guys.
Yeah, for sure. See ya.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks for stopping by, man.